Told me random.
Oh?
He lied.
Oh,
he literally lied
to your
Ooh,
face.
is that random?
No, there is no shot that is random.
Here's
he
the
literally
thing.
lied to me.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure he gave you false information
Yes.
knowing what you were going to do.
I'm not surprised that he lied to me.
So you gave him good information, and he turned around and gave you that.
Look,
The mind games that this guy has, it goes beyond the game.
I got to respect it. You can see on the screen, even though the numbers are the letters are the same above the players, that's going to be DB on the Fate. It's going to be Cody Travis on the Brawlhalla. I want to say that DB is going to have definitely the advantage here because talking to Cody, like he's a 2v2 player. It's looking like the first stock. Oh, dodge through that ground pound.
Wait a minute, chance for the turnaround. Oh, ground pound seals the deal for stock number 1. Cody Travis with that Brawlhalla.
Yeah, and now super damaged here on this first stock. But if he can take down DBs, or get the stock down into red here, we were talking a bit about how damage is a little bit of a different factor here, right? Getting that 3 stock or a 2 stock in a crew battle situation is so crazy, but look at that. DB with the down air, really utilizing Demon Island there at the orb and catching Cody Travis in the middle of that Blaster's recovery. Such an awesome job.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because Cody Travis on that Brawlhalla, you know, we always say, oh, high defense. But the thing is, on Enchantress, DB has such incredibly high force that it pretty much just counteracts that defense.
It's going to be high force coming from both of these players. Oh, almost tried to get the cross-up with the downer. Didn't quite get the second one. Seeing some dashing coming out. There he gets it. Almost taken off the top. Fate has some solid defense on her side as well.
Oh, wow.
Picked up the classic down signature for the KO off the top, and now the lead is heavily in Cody Travis's favor.
Cody Travis, the Barasa main in the world, the best Barasa. Oh, so good at getting that down sig right when it's going to knock out no matter what stage that he's on. And now look at this. DB has taken so much damage, almost on the orange, but that side air gets some damage in here. So win or lose, well, really DB just wants to take that stock off the top here, right? If you could just get it down to 1 stock, that's like the least painful loss here. Obviously getting through for that win is going to be huge here, and DB in this game has already brought it back way harder than it looked like it was going to be for me here, but now we've got an edge guard on the side. Nice side light. Can he do it, Sparky? Oh, the nair came so close.
DB's actually doing a really strong job on this final stock. Like, it's still heavily favoring Cody Travis in this, but a lot of damage was added up. I believe DB is in the beginning stages of orange. Nice weapon toss there. He's still going to pick it back up, have his choice of weapons on the field. He's going to have stage control. Beautiful side air.
So
unfortunately, it's from the wrong side of the stage. That defense coming in from Brawlhalla tried to grab the neutral light in case a recovery came out from Cody Travis. Gets the KO there. This is still certainly winnable, at least for this beginning part for DB. Controlling the weapons is really important to WK.
Yeah, especially given just the makeup that he did, the closing the gap on this last stock. Unfortunately now, Cody Travis has him in the corner guard. This is dire situation. Yep, neutral light to catch, guard the corner.
Yeah, I was just about to compliment how great DB has been on Demon Island with these edge guards, but all the dash jump for the side air. Cody Travis ready for that neutral signature. It takes him off the top, and he wins the first game of this crew battle in this best of 3, meaning he's going to be going into the next matchup, right, with that 1 stock going up against his next opponent. And Sparky, I'm excited to see who that's going to be. Or is it going to be put in West right away, or what are we looking forward to here?
I believe they are standing in the order that they will be playing. You could also see it on the bottom of the screen.
That's right.
On the overlay below the currently playing player. We're going to get this nice, oh, look at that down air. Absolutely beautiful. Getting that right over the corner. Keeping himself as far away from the edge as he could. He almost picked up that dare. That was so close.
Oh, nice. That cider there. So good in the edge guards all game.
I was looking at the vote from the chat. Looks like South America picked up a couple points in the percentage, you know, just because they kept it as close as possible. Cody Travis looked like he was going to run away with the 2 stock lead, but DB, great job making up the difference on that second last stock and, you know, set Fiend up poised pretty well to try and turn this one around.
So I believe it's going to be snowy coming in once Cody Travis falls. We do see, I can't tell just based on the hair. I'm a bald man, so all the hair looks the same to me. We do see a hat that is going to be Loras, I believe.
Hey.
Yes, it is. That is going to be the lowest PR player out of everyone in this crew battle. I would be willing to bet one of the lowest PR players in their region in this entire tournament. So Loras having to step into some very big shoes to represent not only himself as a player, not only the 3 other people behind him, but also his entire region.
And he's jumping into a pretty stressful situation when it comes to crew battles, right? Where it's just that, depending on how you think about it, it's like, okay, you just got to clean up one stock, and whether or not you let that get to you in a way that makes you play a little bit more anxious or you're a little too careful, next thing you know, the trades that you're taking aren't good enough, and you're losing that stock down before you can take away one of your opponents. That could be pretty detrimental to a crew battle in the long run. So it's going to be exciting to see how he plays up here in this first matchup, where he basically has to clean up the last stock of Cody Travis after that first game.
And that's going to be really difficult to do, TWK. Tell me why that's going to be hard to do.
Man, because Cody Travis is just so good at controlling space. We saw him turn it around there. Just because, how do you get inside? I know their weakness is the dead zone, but Cody Travis, he's so accurate. He always just kind of knows how to place them, so that way it looks like it's an impenetrable bubble.
Yeah, it gets a little bit even more difficult because usually my answer to that question is, well, get really good at gauntlets and you could do something about blasters. But what Cody Travis does better than any other blasters player, especially after the downward trajectory changed a little bit more to be able to be easier to follow up, is that he deals with those gauntlet openings on side lights and a lot of those things to get into the dead zone of blasters by just doing a jump dare. And I say just doing a jump dare, but he's like one of the best players on blasters at spacing that move that makes it look like it automatically hits you.
Of all of the blasters gods in Brawlhalla, we always got to talk about Boomy, and we got to talk about Cody Travis as well. His axe is incredible. His blasters are incredible as well. And you're right, grabbing those multiple dares, hitting the first one, turning around and hitting the second one,
so good.
That is a Cody Travis classic.
I loved in the last match, he hit the down air and fell with it a little bit into a gravity cancel down light. And obviously, you know he's got the reverse pivot for the neutral airs, just maximizing damage at every single step of the way.
We're seeing the players here on your screen. I can't remember who that is standing behind Loras. That is going to be DB standing behind Loras. To DB's left, that's going to be Fiend, and then Wesley is going to be all the way on the far right of your screen. You see behind Cody Travis, that is going to be Snowy. Then right behind him is Java. Then on the far left of your screen, there you see him, almost front and center now after that camera change. That is Luna, one of the strongest players in all of Brawlhalla right now. Never been to a LAN before, going to try and make his mark here this weekend, and it's going to start with the crew battle, but who knows, maybe Cody Travis doesn't even let it get that far.
Oh, yeah, well, he's got a tough order ahead of him with that one stock that he's got left after. DB did a pretty great job closing out any stock that he got against Cody in red, and Loras is going to try to clean that up and make it a dead even matchup, and I can't wait to see this, because we saw there, if the order that which they're going in is the order in which they were standing in the back, then they definitely have Wes in there as that anchor ready to go up against them, so really excited about this matchup.
And this is where I expect a little bit of a team chatter or coaching in the handoff, just because, hey, this is the first time a lot of these players have played against each other because they are cross-region. So I wonder if DB kind of gave Loras a little bit of a hint of, hey, this seemed to be working against Cody, this is where I got myself into trouble, just so that way Loras can set himself up to take the stock and even it up.
This is definitely going to be a tough match for Loras. One of the toughest that he's ever played, and it's the first thing he plays on the very first day of this LAN that we have not had in over 2.5 years. So Loras is kind of being thrown to the sharks right here in the moment, and after the beatdown that Cody just gave DB, there's blood in the water, there's chum in the water. Cody's going to be hungry to take a big old bite out of Loras.
Ooh, I can't wait to see what he logs in to be able to go in this matchup. This is where we actually get to find out, Sparky. Okay, I wonder if Cody locked in random. Does it stay? Does it stick through? I think he actually has to stay on the Barraza. Never mind. It's not going to change at all. But if it could.
He's going to play Barraza. Like, he literally lied to me, to my face,
oh my gosh,
in true Cody Travis fashion, as a troll. And honestly, that's more entertaining. That's more fun than just saying, I'm going to play Barraza, the character I've played for 100 years.
Oh, man. Yeah, that is absolutely Cody Travis to do as well. Man, I can't wait to see how this plays out here. Do you think, TWK, that if Cody takes any stocks at all, how many is he going to take off of Loras if he really gets going here?
Man, honestly, I would check the little box, put Cody down for 2.
Ooh.
I'd put Cody down for 2. Like,
I
he
feel like
is such a monster.
I feel like that would almost immediately secure an A, right? It's, I mean, anything's possible with these crew battles, but going up that early on in the crew battle, off of the back of one player who's just going in as the opener, that would be huge for North America.
And this is Cody Travis being the third PR player for the North American team. So it's not even the best that North America has to offer. So Loras is definitely in. There you see the number or the letters above. I messed that up again because I'm so excited for this Brawlhalla. North America in A, represented by Cody Travis. There's one down air. Beautiful D-Light Cider. Does he pick up another dare? Yes, he does. That turnaround down air for SA. It's going to be this beautiful Koji from Loras.
Oh, 2K, I love that we talked about this too, because this entire game so far has been Cody Travis with the down airs into the fastball downlights that you talked about. He gets the recovery after that, and that side air is the anti-air. Can Loras make it back? He does, but that D-Light Cider hits, he's gone.
Shot. The third blast. That's all he needed to convert into the knockout.
All right, you said 2 stocks, TWK. We're on track for that.
Pace, man.
If I was a betting man, since Cody is only 1/3 of the way through this last stock, he could take all 3. It could just be yet another reset for North America, and he comes into the next game completely fresh. But I don't think Loras is going to go down that easily. That was first stock, so he has time to start figuring things out, but he's going to have to do it so quickly.
Oh, he misses up that dash jump down air. He gets that side air, and no, side air dead zone. Oh, and the side light, the side sig! He catches the dodge down, and Loras stops himself from getting in a 2-stock deficit with the awesome side sig read on Koji. You hold that a little bit, players tend to react to the sound of that startup. They put that dodge out too soon, and you reading them take them off the right side of the stage. And Loras, as we were talking about, right? That high damage doesn't matter. He's going to be going into that next game with 2 stocks, and what a huge deal that is after, as Sparky said, that first stock was like a third of the way through Cody's,
that was so scary.
Cody's health.
Yeah, so a lot of times, yeah, you'll see side light, down light on Bo, but that's that mix-up. You charge that side signature, burns the dodge, and then just a nice early knockout. Now, here's the thing. Cody Travis did manage to keep his team positive. He has taken now 4 stocks off of the South American team for his 3.
Now, also one thing that's really important for Loras there, if you saw the damage numbers, he only did 156 damage. That's all it took. That's 6 damage past the first frame of red on a Barraza on Demon Island, KOing with Koji, not a strong legend in terms of force, against a very high defense legend. That is unparalleled efficiency, and it didn't even come off of some super lucky edge guard that he got that he can't necessarily rely on in the future.
It was an incredible read, and I actually really like that you highlighted that damage stat and the fact that you were right. Barraza was only 1/3 of the way through his HP bar. He had to charge that as long as he was going to. He had to go for a read that hard to be able to stop that, because of the rate at which Cody was blasting, he was going to be losing 2 stocks in short time. So I love that you highlighted the efficiency of Loras taking out that stock there and bringing his team into the second matchup in the crew battle. I guess technically 3rd.
That decision-making does bode well because, you know, at the end of the day, when it's all just the individual stocks that count here in the crew battle, it's all about being more efficient than your opponent. If you chase them all the way down, you're going to be the one left with 1 stock, and if you can push that and continue the momentum, that's all it takes to win.
Now we are seeing Java sit down here in the hot seat, ready to game. Behind him is going to be Luna and Snowy. Snowy, of course, being directly behind him. I'm thinking that Luna is going to be that anchor. It seems like North America is highly coveting that anchor spot, and I'm guessing South America might do that as well.
I'm realizing now that all of the insider information that you gave during the pre-show just was they just completely played you, right? Like, here's the thing.
Why is everybody so mean to me?
Because the fact that I took it so seriously, and I'm looking at all this like, okay, this order makes total sense if they're all playing the legends that we're expecting them to play, and I like that we're seeing this right now, because Job I put in as anchor when I was kind of like, well, he's the only one playing Bodvar, but if we've got Cody Travis on Barraza playing as well as he is, and Java going in Bodvar second, of course Snowy and Luna should be there at 3rd and 4th, ready to be able to play in case anything goes wrong in this matchup against SA.
TWK, how are you feeling about this Koji coming out from Loras? He did really well last game. Do you think that's going to extend into this game?
All right, so here's the thing. We're looking at Demon Island once again. that Koji with the bow, all it takes is one bow ground pound. I know you were saying he had it nice on pace. It wasn't like a crazy offstage, lucky ground pound kind of edge guard, but that can happen. And that would just be so much better for them and really rocket them, not even to just tie up this set so far, but potentially into the lead.
Yeah, and if Loras isn't afraid to let Koji's signatures rip like he just did in that last game, I really feel like Koji voted a down signature, especially on Demon Island with the walls where you just, when you want to get back to the stage, it's just to touch the stage in any way possible. Being able to catch people like that, send them up diagonally to the left or to the right, is such a great knockout option for that character on that stage. And we saw Loras is willing to go for those reads.
Now, we have right now in front of our eyes, we have Java versus Loras. That is going to be the 4th PR'd person on North America against the 4th PR'd person on South America, but those PRs are going to be very different. This is PR 4 in North America. Of course, Java against PR 14. Loras already starting this off strong. First weapon goes his way. He's not able to keep the second one away from Java. Playing the spacing game right now.
Java did it!
Java's too
Deleted!
sick! Java's too sick!
Was that a 9-second stock? It was either 9 or 10. That had to be the fastest thing I've ever seen. And he already is utilizing some technology on the hammer that I want to talk about, but the game's already happening too fast here, which is that Java is incorporating weapon throws into his combos like so, whether it's at the beginning or in the middle, and he gets the dodge and read with the down signature. Java destroying Loras here in this opener.
Yeah, I mean, that was just absolute destruction. There's no other way to say it. 9 seconds in, a stock gone, and Java, again, just coasting on through. 3 stocks, 1 stock. They started basically dead even on damage, and Java's poised to take yet another knockout. Massive damage.
Oh my goodness, Sparky. I mean, in delay recovery at this point, I think Loras goes down. So Loras is going to need one of those charged side sticks that he got on Cody Travis in the previous game. He gets him off the side of the stage. Neutralite's not going to do it. Can Java finish off the stock with a nair?
I think I might have underestimated Java going into this weekend. Like, he is PR4 in North America. I don't want to sleep on that, but based on what we just saw, that was an incredible opening gambit that he hit right away. No warm-up period whatsoever. No getting to know what Loras is doing. He hit it right away. Perfect execution. Look at the style coming out from Java here. Beautiful weapon toss down. Even went for the GC downlight.
And then he was wiggling that whole time back under the stage.
So, Sparky, you talking about you coming in here underestimating Java. Now, Java, yes, he's the lowest PR player in the North American crew battle, right? But he is the undefeated player in the midseason micro, which contained these same 4 players going head-to-head. Whereas in South America, Wes was in that case, the one that went 3-0. And Java really starstruck so much that even Foda has been putting, like, I don't know all the predictions that are up there, right? But there are some players that have, like, previously, when Java is not in the top 3 of anybody's predictions, he's now in there just because of all of the tech that he broke out in the midseason micro. We got to see that right off the bat with that 9.5 second stock. That was utterly insane.
Yeah, this is going to be a real tall order for South America to come back from, because look at that. Java lost no stocks. That is just immediate +2 right out the gate for him.
Oh, man.
Stepping up for South America, sitting down one of the players with the most LAN experience, period. That is going to be Fiend. Everybody's, well, maybe not everybody's favorite South American players, but definitely one of everybody's favorite South American players. Fiend stepping up here, going to try and do as much as he can for South America. Likely coming in with the Wu Shang, unless he lied to me, but that seems like a more cheeky North American move.
I mean,
I trust Fiend.
I mean, at this point, I don't know. I feel like it's because you asked them what the legends were. That
I
you
hate players.
Redact that statement. Sparky loves players. But the Hattori is an honest pick. Even though the Wu Shang was something that he said to you, this is a case where it might just be because, okay, he's like thinking internally, I didn't expect to be up against Java in this situation, 3 stocks to 3. South America, TWK is now down 3 whole stocks after that speed run from Java against Loras.
Yeah, that's real tough. Real tough. I believe in
True.
Fiend. There's a lot of people out there that believe in Fiend. This might be beyond belief.
This is going to be PR4 North America against PR4 South America. So we're on a little bit more even ground here when you compare Java to Fiend. The tough thing is, though, is like thinking about, do you go the Wu Shang, do you go the Hattori? You don't get a best-of-5 set.
Yeah.
You don't even get a best-of-3 set. You get a best-of-1 here.
And the legend you pick, if you win, you stick with until all 3 of your stocks are gone. So he's got to be really, really particular here when he commits to this legend. Of course, in Java's case, that's like the best case scenario ever when it comes to what legends that he's played competitively. And we saw that in that last game, and he's look at him right now. He's just kind of like, okay, I'm ready for the next one.
I was looking at like that little sideways glance that Java gave, almost like he was, trying to cheat off Fiend's homework.
They're looking at the same thing.
Right,
I don't know if Java knows that, but they're looking at the same screen.
Really?
So you're
Wow.
not cheating off of anybody. But I know y'all are hearing game sounds in the background. Like you can see the way Fiend is like not playing the video game right now. That was just a button check. So don't worry, everybody at home. You're not missing any of the gaming action. Just a button check as Fiend is coming in, wants to make sure everything is correct from the get-go. Everything feels like it should.
Man, look at that. He's taking a little bit of time to talk with the North American team here for the crew battles about what's going to be coming up right here. And hopefully not saying things like, it's okay, guys, I got this. You don't have to worry about playing, right? Because that's something that can happen depending on how confident people get in the crew battles. But I have a lot of faith in TWK and Fiend being able to take quite a bit of stocks, if not win. Because as Sparky talked about, this is a best-of-1. And when it comes to matchups like this with players that have never had the head-to-head, we will often see explosive results in either direction. So far, it has been mostly in favor of North America when it comes to these openers, but Fiend has had a lot of experience playing against people from North America and Europe, depending on the lands that he's gone to in the past.
Yeah, and sometimes it just takes that one split-second decision. I mean, we've seen knockouts happen in 9 seconds. It could happen just the other way. So I don't want to count South America out yet, but, they need to do something to turn the tide. Java was looking so strong last game.
Now, if we're talking about the cheeky play that Java came out with, that 9 to 9.5 second stock, who else in the game has cheeky plays like that, comboing off of weapon tosses, hitting the weapon toss, going for the GC unarmed D-Light into the ground pound? Who? I'm going to ask you, TWK, who could that possibly be?
Yo, come on. I'm looking at Fiend, man. I want to see that.
You got it. That's the correct answer. We're talking about 2 cheeky players now, Tezza.
Yeah. And just in case, if you ask me, I also would have said Fiend, right?
I'm preaching to the choir. I'm preaching to the choir.
Oh, look at that. It is exactly what he said it was going
Fiend
to be, and lock it in.
lie to me.
Honorable.
Fiend is an honest player.
Well, look at that. Honor is proven here going into this game against Java. We can see the scoreline at the bottom of that, 9-6. NA with 9 stocks to the 6 of South America. We can already see Java really playing with that lead there, trying to go into the stage. But so far, a lead for Fiend here in this game.
Yeah, I love how quickly he was adapting to, because you saw early on, he went for that slide charge down signature over the corner. Java punished him for it, and the very next time they had a corner guard, he had the exact beat. It's a dash back down light on the gauntlets. Just when Java thought he was going to go for the same thing, the slide charge, he had the exact answer.
There was also a really nice recovery that came out from Java, but the perfect timing that Fiend had. He took that stock there, but he also had such a clutch dodge previously. He was down on the right side. A recovery came out. That could have been the stock based on how Java's been playing today, but no, it was a perfect time dodge.
You got the dodge, you got the dodge.
Is he going to get nasty?
Oh, he doesn't go for the dare. He goes back to the stage, and Java makes it back, but he side-aired that gravity-canceled downlight from Java, and I thought that stock was going to be certainly gone, but Java makes it back, and now he's hitting it with the dare, neutral, the weapon throw up, and now he's got the hammer, goes for that down air, but man, look at that Fiend catching him on the ground with the neutral light. Java returning in kind, and that side air still not enough.
Look at how late those jumps were coming out from Fiend. He was staying low so he didn't burn it too early and then get caught on the way back by Java.
Yeah, that's the thing. Fiend has done a phenomenal job just mixing up his options on offense, on defense. You always keep him guessing, and Fiend right now can't get a read. You just can't get a read on him.
That was such a huge... Okay, I respect that play from Fiend entirely. I thought he was going to fall down with a side sig, land with the side sig. He went for the neutral sig, expecting to either the dash jump or dodge away from Java, but Java stood his ground. He ends up going down on that stock, but Fiend is now so close to bringing Java down to that last stock, and if he does it early enough, there's a high chance that he's going to be able to two-stock here and get South America back into the game.
Fiend is controlling this game so much, even though South America's behind. Fiend is controlling this game. Java doesn't have the cheeky plays as much like he did previously. He's not completely dominating his opponent like he was previously. The weapon tosses coming out from Fiend are incredible. The options that he does for his follow-ups are incredible. He's not getting punished. That was 2 missed follow-ups after the sidelight. Neither of them punished by Java.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the experience. Fiend is one of the most historied players in the game. He's been top of that region for so many years. He's come over as the representative from so many different qualifiers over here into North America for several BCX championships. And so not too surprised that he can kind of give the sauce cross-region.
Oh, you know, I'm just going to say it. I am a little bit surprised so pleasantly when we're going into this matchup where I was kind of like, oh man, Java playing so incredibly. But now I'm looking at Fiend where that case scenario, oh man, avoiding that Mafia was huge. He does live. Oh, he tries to jump around and dodge the weapon throw, and Java was already ready for it. That lob was so hard to avoid here, and Java saves North America from potentially losing that lead there, as now they are guaranteed to have the 2-stock lead here. Maybe, oh man, it could be even more if Java's able to take this down here. Fiend really needs to clean this up.
He's got to do it very quickly. Gauntlets in hand. He's hunting for the recovery. You see him in the air. That's 2 recoveries in a row. He's fishing for them a little bit. Got to control those weapons. That's really important for the damage output. Keeping Java. Yo, oh my goodness. Oh, here comes the hammer. Fiend is in orange. This is scary. Beautiful pickup, even from the far side of the stage. Good comeback from Fiend. 100% keeping South America in this ballgame.
And I love that Fiend was able to deal with that weapon throw heavy playstyle that Java likes to do, whether it's in the midst of a combo or starting a combo, dodging that, canceling the dodge, being able to get the side 6 mid-air as Java runs in, gets that knockout off the right side of the stage, and as you said, Sparky, keeping them into the game here, because what was previously a 3-stock deficit is now a 2-stock deficit. And out of all the games that we've seen today, TWK, besides the very first one, that was the first 3 stocks versus 3 stock scenario, and South America comes out with a win.
Yeah, I just love the quick decision making, the snipe on that side air. It just shows that Fiend is so dialed in. He's quick with the adaptations. He's got the experience to make sure that those are accurate adaptations. And I think it's exactly what the South American team needs right now. Perfect placement in the order.
Now, they're kind of in the same boat, both of these teams here, because based on their lineup left, the best is yet to come. We have Fiend coming in PR4, who's right after Fiend. Wes at PR1. Ooh. Who do we have coming in for North America? Snowy, PR2. Right after that is going to likely be Luna, PR1. So the best is yet to come for both of these teams. Based on how Fiend just played, knowing that Wes is in the wings on maybe a more non-traditional pick, if you're coming from the North America side of things with that Ulgrim, might not have the most experience against Lance because there aren't that many Ulgrims or Lance players in 1v1.
And that's the key word, right? Is because in Europe, I've seen plenty of Ulgrims galore, but most of the time the focal point is the Axe. With Wes's Ulgrim in particular, it is a Lance main-specific pick.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You were talking about not many of those being in North America. You would see, Koslix, of course, the mainstay on the weapon. Stingray, whenever he decides to bring out the Orion or the Black Knight. And outside of that, it's not really
much.
Ghost Town.
Not much. It is Snowy sitting down. Notice that he is one of the few controller players here. That is a little bit of an outlier in the upper tippy top of the best players in this game. So he is sort of a different breed coming in with that. We'll see how well he's able to do as we get into this next game. I'm really looking forward to South America. I want NA to win. I thought I helped NA to win, but if South America comes out with a dub here, that would be... I'm on my feet cheering. That would be sick.
Yeah, it would be incredible. Fiend's performance against Java has already got me really excited to see what 1v1s are going to look like later on in the weekend, right? Because I was getting ready to be like, Java's going to take out the rest of the region, and then Fiend comes in here and he stops Java from doing any of the things that we saw he liked to do against Loras, which was phenomenal. And here, if he can take just 1 stock off of Snowy, obviously taking 2 would be glorious. I feel like Wes has a pretty good shot of doing really well, because Wes, out of all the players that have come from all the other regions here for the Midseason Championship, is actually a player who is doing well enough in the region that some analysts are willing to put him on the top 3
Absolutely.
in 1v1s, right? And that's just because of how dominant he has been in the late in recent events.
All right, so Sparky, in your tainted, unreliable information, who Who did they say Snowy was going to be playing here? And
I
what are you
believe- I
thought it was
actually
Koji, wasn't it?
expecting?
I believe Snowy is going to play Koji because Boomy told me Snowy is playing Koji, and then Snowy told me Snowy is going to play Koji. So we have two independent sources verifying. I trust Boomy. I don't think he would necessarily troll me.
Now, Boomy and Snowy are a team.
Yes.
This could be teamwork. To troll you. You realize
I really hope not. I really hope not.
You don't think Boomy and
How
Snowy would be the kind of guys that are like
are these sources?
They're just like preparing the night before. It's like, okay, when Sparky asks us about the legends, this is what we're going to say. And then, you don't think that's going to happen?
I think of all the players out there, Boomy is a player who has so much killer instinct when it comes to this game. A lot of these players are coming in to the LAN. They're like, ooh, I get to see all my friends. It's been so long. I'm so excited. But Boomy is someone who will feel that way, but then sit down at the setup and think about his future plans, talk about his future plans, all of that. He flips that switch, and it's that killer instinct. I think my information is hopefully true here. I trust Boomy. I don't necessarily trust Snowy, but I trust Boomy, and I trust Snowy after they give me the same information.
We'll find out because, like you said, it was two at the time independent sources.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see that here. Fiend, obviously very honorable, trustworthy source here on the Wushang, and doing so well with it. That matchup against Java was so phenomenal. Let's see. TWK, how many stocks he's going to be able to take, if, dare I say, the game against Snowy, because we are in the territory here with North America where I am really like, okay, I've seen Snowy and Luna on LAN online plenty of times, but now here we are on LAN. How is it going to differ here going up against this matchup? Because Fiend against Java won an honest-to-God 3-0, or 3 stocks to 3 stocks in a crew battle, right? It wasn't like the situation where he came in with 3 and Java had 2 left and he just cleaned it up.
Fiend coming in at the time he did for South America is definitely an interesting tipping point for this South American team. Now, one thing you might notice on your screen is you see the jersey that Fiend is wearing. It's matching the jersey that Wes is wearing as well. South American players are picked up. A lot of them are picked up by, and I hope I don't butcher this or that it's something different than I would expect because it's maybe a South American org, is UNKTEC. That is UNKTEC. They have a lot of players in South America coming out to represent that organization. Fiend sitting down here. We've done our button check. I don't think we're going to have another one, but we're going to be getting into this game shortly. TWK, is Snowy going to have the sauce coming out frame 1?
Man, this is going to be such a volatile matchup. Just because if Fiend has those same reads that he had last time, that's what Gauntlets and Spear both thrive on. You can get so much damage off of just one missed dodge read. That's where he can get a ton of damage. Alternatively, Snowy plays a lot of Powerhouse Legends and takes some pretty big risks with those as well. Really one of the players that swings for the fences early with the strong attacks to try and go for the efficient knockouts. So if that gets rolling, it could spell disaster for Fiend. I feel like we might end up just seeing a 3-stock either way.
Yeah, what's most terrifying about these 1-stock situations in the crew battles too is that the stock could actually just disappear at the very beginning of the game. Because I have seen games, plenty of games, we've all seen this, right? Where the game opens up, 2 stocks are gone, it's 3-1, and the other player is able to make that 1 stock reverse 3-0. But in a crew battles, you don't get that opportunity. If that stock evaporates, we get to see what happened with Java and Loras, right? It's just gone. And that could potentially happen to Fiend, and all of a sudden, just like that, we're getting a new player in the seat.
Now, if Snowy is truly playing this Koji, you think about those stock disappearing moments. I mean, we literally saw one just a few moments ago from Loras when he picked up that beautiful side signature to get that KO in 156 damage. That could be an option from Snowy. All it takes is a cheeky signature, and he gets that KO, possibly halting South American Dreams to take this.
Yeah, or as TBK likes to highlight, the bow ground pound at literally any damage.
Absolutely.
On the left side of Demon Island.
If you
Demon
see that
Island
bow ground pound and then you hear the stuffed recovery effect, just go next.
That's curtains. That's curtains at that point. One thing I do want to point out, though, is, again, this is a round-robin situation. North America is going to play EU.
Dulcim.
It was a
Come
team
on,
effort.
man.
It was a team effort.
What the heck, dude? What the heck, dude?
Oh, Cider hits. Maybe they misunderstood and they thought you were asking about 1v1s. Did you explicitly say crew battles when you
Yes,
asked?
I said, who are you playing today? What legend?
Oh, he got worked.
Oh, man. Well, here we go into this matchup. 6 stocks to 4. Fiend bringing that stock count a little bit more towards South America's favor, but they're still at a deficit here. As we can see here, wow, Fiend really trying to get just as much of a lead as he can any way possible. Oh, he sidesteps the wrong
dude,
way.
That would have been huge, though. Like, I don't know if that was a misinput or if that was a complete read from him coming out of that. Oh, this is starting to look a little bit rough for South America.
Oh, and there we go. Okay, Spear picked up. He tries to sidestick the landing, and Snowy dodges right out of the way of that. And man, Snowy almost got the exact, or Fiend almost got the exact same punish on Snowy that he was going for on Java.
Let's go.
There's the recovery, and that's already huge for South America. Now he's weapon starving here. Let's see if he's able to get Snowy off stage, because so far Fiend has taken 4 stocks for the region.
The weapon control from Fiend. He's continuing this weapon starving. Unfortunately, there's so much damage on this stock that even like an unarmed recovery, a very safe move, could be the KO. Dipping down completely away from that one. Side 6 coming out, gets the punish off of that one. Yo, he's adding up some damage.
So much damage.
Another weapon throw. Oh, but look at that. Snowy taking down Fiend with the exact maneuver we saw against Java. Spot dodges the weapon throw, then cancels the dodge, or air dodges the weapon throw, then cancels the dodge into a gravity cancel, gets the downline, the recovery off the top to be able to take the stock. But great job from Fiend. Taking any stock there was really huge in that situation to prevent North America from going back to that 3-0 lead. And he's at least given West a slightly more comfortable chance here as the anchor for their region going into this next game.
Yeah, you got to be so careful with that Dulcim. There's so many signatures that peek over those corners. We saw it with the Yoga Fires being sent down below, but when he's got the axe on hand, that axe down signature, he'll just float right over the corner, and it's basically another ground pound.
He's nasty with all of the signatures in that Rayman axe kit. The neutral signature, I don't think it's good, but Snowy makes it good.
Do you not think it's good in general?
It is more acceptable as a recovery tool to get back to the stage. But even then, it's highly telegraphed. You don't even have to think. You see the wisps on the path that the player is going to take.
You get a good, nice sound effect too.
But Snowy makes it work. He makes the best players in the world fall into that.
I mean, heck, we saw
something that I really liked seeing last game is the gravity cancel side signature on the axe.
We were literally thinking the same thing.
Yes.
I was about to say, like, another example of that, him making every signature work, and it was off of the pickup of the weapon spawn as well, and being able to know that the axe was primed, and then as well get that gravity cancel side to get the extra distance, and
they
almost
do it
get the knockout.
at such a height that, you know, it's going to hit somebody who's right on the ground, but that also means it's higher up. If they're just jumping or a little bit airborne, it'll catch them there as well. It just gives you so much more coverage if you can accurately place your gravity cancels.
Now, we're seeing sort of the first game of this first set, which is a best of 3, starting to wind down. So even though South America, they're evening it up, certainly. They're getting closer, but this could be a loss for South America. Let's talk about what that means. That just means game 1 of the set is the loss. There is still so much more for this North America versus South America with the rest of the set, and there is still furthermore beyond that with this sort of round robin. So destruction here doesn't necessarily spell the end for South America.
Yeah, and some interesting things they can pick up from this is that I'm pretty sure that South America's like, hey, Fiend's pretty good against Java. Loras, let's not try to pit him against Java.
That's also pretty true.
And those are these notes that you can take going through. And it applies to both regions, but in South America's case, I feel like there's been a lot of these matchup-specific things that have been coming up where I feel like they have a really good shot of keeping things really close next game if they go down here. But TWK, they're not out yet. We have to see the anchor play, and that's Wes, who went undefeated in the mid-season micro for his region between all these players, is going to be going up here against Snowy, who only has 2 stocks to play with here on Demon Island.
Yeah, this is the king of the region right now. You know, after so many tournaments, everybody's always looking, hey, Wes, he is that dude, just the absolute monolith that has been taking down tournament after tournament. What else is there to actually say other than he makes the Lance look completely uncontestable?
He makes it look like the absolute best weapon in the game. If you're watching a West game and you want to get salty on Twitter and make a tier list, like a lot of people do after they see Lance gameplay, like Kosalix, like West, they're putting Lance all the way up there at the top. They're lifting it into that S plus tier.
Yeah, West tier.
Yeah, you said it a lot more eloquently than I did.
Oh, man, can't wait to see what Legend he locks in here. I know that we've got Snowy on the Dulcim going into this game. 2 stocks to his name, and Wes, as we're all expecting that Ulgrim.
He would never lie to me.
Never.
Wes would never.
South America has seemed to have been more honest than North America so far.
We love South America. We
Yes.
hate North America.
Right.
Angry at North America.
Angry.
Relationship
quickly
ended
your
with North America.
alliances
South
change.
America is my best friend now.
The story is completely flipped on its head from the beginning of this day.
That's hey.
Just how it works.
All good stories are.
Yeah.
Where
like-
did that chat vote end up?
Oh, yeah.
Can we run another one? We got to redo that.
It was
right?
like encroaching around
Sentiments have
40% towards
changed.
the end.
It
but,
definitely started to go
yeah.
up very quickly. We're seeing Wes versus Snowy here. Is this the game? I'm not sure.
It is. It looks like it to
looks
me.
like
Or,
it is. Doesn't
or
look
it
like a
is
button
the
check.
most aggressive button check ever. Here we go. We've got Snowy going up against Wes. 3 stocks to 5. These 3 are the last stocks for South America. So if Wes goes down here, game 1 of this crew battle best of 3 goes over in North America's favor. And look at that. Wes already trying to get this edge guard. What a huge, beautiful. Look at that nair, side air.
clean.
Oh, and
yes,
the first
let's go,
emote
Wes.
of the day, Wes.
it.
If he clean sweeps Snowy here, it's a dead even game between both of these regions.
I legitimately think that is a possibility here. Wes is such an explosive player. His lance is incredible. I don't know how much experience Snowy has against a lance player of
Look at those nairs.
Look at what he's doing.
Wait, Wes is incredible. That sider almost hits. He gets the burn. The side stick. Snowy's out of there. He 3 stocks him. Did he even take? He took 48 damage. He took 48 damage going into that, and he
West
evens
here.
up game 1. Wes just clean Snowy up. What was that?
That was absolute destruction.
Look at that nod. Look at he turns to his team and he's kind of like
He's feeling good.
Wait, that feels pretty good.
He's feeling good.
Oh, he is so aware.
That's why they put Wes here. This is how strong of a
Wow.
player Wes is. That game, we talked about a 9-second stock earlier, but that game, it seemed like it almost lasted no more than 9 seconds with how quickly
Downlight
it was
sights
caught
on the dodge.
58 seconds.
My goodness. Wow. That look at that. Look at I love that moment where he goes like, huh, what was that?
Look, high score. Did I break it?
It's like, all right, good. It's like, bring me in PR number 1 of your region. I need to be tested here, right? Because PR number 2 apparently couldn't even take a single stock off of him. And now going into this game, all right, Sparky, this is like, I'm so excited.
This is truly sick.
Wes and Fiend, like, it was at a point, right? It's been so long since I've seen these regions play against each other, and they have been developing their own metas and their own little bubbles here as we've had just championship after championship that only features South America, only features Europe, only features NA. And now we have some of these players where I'm kind of like, all right, I think you would do pretty well, but I know we had to see it to believe it, and now it's way beyond my expectations. What was that? That was so great.
I'm hoping that we can quickly, before we actually get into this match, can we get a poll up? Please, mods, give us a poll now to see what people are saying as we come into this final game of game 1. This is game 1,
Yeah.
and it's already so sick.
Oh, it's so close.
All right, so there was something that West was doing that got him a ton of damage, a huge, massive lead, and it was working time and again. He would hit the side light into down air on the lance, and immediately after, do a very low-to-the-ground neutral air.
Yes.
It catches the dodge through. He got so much purchase off of that
And it was
so
the
many times.
very back end of the flames too, and he would only get. And the thing is that some of them would be pivoted, and some of them wouldn't be, depending on what kind of dodge that he was reading. Except that he was doing it so well that it just looked like it was a guaranteed hit every single time. And that 58 seconds as an aspiring lanceman is something to look at when it comes to how to utilize your nair after you get an opening in neutral. That was incredible. And now, Sparky, we're going to see if he can repeat the same performance here going up against Luna, right? It's PR1 versus PR1 here. And Wes just took 2 stocks without losing a single one.
This is such a huge game Obviously, there's the money, there's the glory. Everyone kind of has their eyes set on 1v1s on Sunday, but this is huge because you're going up against Luna in a 1v1 environment, in equal standing, 3 stocks to 3 stocks, white health to white health. One of the players that I'm sure a lot of people have in their top 3 predictions for that Sunday 1v1 tournament. A lot of people think the absolute best player in all of Brawlhalla, Luna, against West. This has huge implications for the rest of this weekend.
Yeah, I'm just looking at all the other region doubters, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of people being like, oh, but how do they actually stack up against NA or EU, really? Look, just look at the screen.
Yeah, that is exactly right. Oh, man, I have no expectations coming into this game here because when it comes to both players, right, so far I have the bias of that one exact game that we just saw from Wes as to what I'm expecting seeing going forward. But for Luna, first game on stream, at LAN,
that's
huge. It's like,
that's huge.
All right, let's see you do the exact same thing. Is it going to be 1 3 stock in a one way or the other, or is it going to be an incredibly close match that's last stock red? In this scenario, TWK, this is where being in red actually matters, right? Like, I mean, it's mattered the entire time, but you can't just be like, okay, if I take the stock and I stay alone as red, it's like, nope, it's the winner takes all here.
This is end of the line. There is nobody back there helping you out. You are the anchor. It all ends with you.
Now we are getting into this game. South America repped by Wes on the Macho Man Olgrim. I don't know if he meant to pick up that weapon or wanted to get away from it, but he's starting off with the axe.
That's huge. Oh, I thought that was it. I thought he missed the weapon throw, but he dipped down so far, but now he's turning into so much damage on the orb. Lance picked up, avoids the side air, and the Nair's not hitting, and here Luna starting off pretty strong going into this game.
Now we do like Luna here. The L in Luna and the N in Luna. Flip the order there. It stands for not a liar, because he is playing M. Bison, which is the Street Fighter crossover for Thor. So Luna is not a liar, and we love that. We'll see.
The chase dodging at the spike on Demon Island. The dodge came up. What? All right, Wes. Incredible slide charge down stick. And that's not just, that is the best spacing that you can ask for that right there. Completely covering the edge and then underneath the stage so that if Luna tried to escape to that, he couldn't. And look at that. He doesn't get the punish afterwards, but the neutral light's not going to be able to knock out just yet. And Wes with the weapon throw, the closest he could possibly be to get it to connect, just goes down barely to that D-Light side air.
All right, this isn't too bad. Not far behind because Bison has a ton of defense. That yellow right there, all you need is just a couple hammer side airs and you're back in the game.
That's what we were talking about, that defense earlier in the pre-show before this. Like, this Thor pick is not just some crazy thing out of left field. It's super calculated. Everything about Thor could play into this. Wes is still in the lead. That's big.
Good dodge through. Luna was really reading Wes to recover away, but he just goes right underneath him. That downer doesn't hit, and the damage keeps coming in for Wes. Now super even. Doesn't get the punish on the weapon, but he doesn't get stopped either. Nice burn. Gets the pivot on the neutral signature, getting the dodge through. Does he go for the down stick? The weapon throws incredible, but the down stick doesn't hit in a return down stick coming out from Luna. Puts on some damage, but doesn't take the stock. So close between these two players here as that pivot nair doesn't connect.
Incredibly high damage. Who's going to take the stock first? Not yet enough. That Macho Man staying on.
And using the exhausted recovery to make it back there after using the earlier recovery just to stop the momentum towards the blast zone. Oh, the stop nair, Sparky. That was so incredible. That's one of the hardest stops to follow up on.
The almost completely stacked GCD light into the turnaround neutral air. Nice little sidelight to give him some space. He was there just in case Luna came charging back in, and then he picked up the weapon. Very important.
That's it.
Completely evening this game up. This is exactly what you want to see. Oh, please show us the game, please. Please.
And now here we go. You look at that D-Light into, he doesn't get anything after that. The sidelight D-Light comes through, sidelight comes through as well. Look at that, Wes gets the side air. He tried to burn him, but he doesn't pivot it, and now the edge guard dodged. All these downers being dodged by Wes, but can Wes make it back this time? He can. Oh, but this edge guard's looking great for Luna.
Wow. Oh my gosh, the spiking angle. Luna clutches it out for North America, the best Bipson.
I want to see that slow motion right in the end, the way he found priority over that Lance side air with a stomp. I would love to see that with hitboxes and hurt boxes on to see if it was just the range of the D-Light or whether he was just up above enough of those hitboxes coming out from the side air to find it, because that would be incredible micro spacing coming out from Luna.
Ooh. Yeah, you were talking about that reverse nair right there. Just so incredible. The wherewithal to actually recognize what the positioning was, because that is such a tough situation.
Oh, we're going to see that last. Look at that stomp.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
He was just high enough.
Just right on the
Incredible
crown.
with the
Just
stomps.
high enough. Absolutely